marks the 31st anniversary of a thing called the Battle of Orgreave, which was a pivotal moment in the year-long exploration of the limits of a worker's right to protest. And it has certain similarities in some lights with events that took place 200 years ago round Nottinghamshire and Derbyshire, something that's become known as the Luddites uprising or the Luddites revolution. Now these days Luddites are thought of as being anti-technology or anti-progress, whereas this is far from the truth. The technology that was around in the early 19th century, which this concerned, were things called stocking frames, and these started life as knitting machines basically, and were invented in the 1580s by a chap called William Lee, who, legend has it, was fed up of his girlfriend knitting in the evenings when he'd much rather they got up to other things in the evenings. And so he invented this machine to speed up the knitting so the things that she wished to make could be done rather more quickly, leaving time for other nocturnal activities. History doesn't record whether their evening habits changed. The next major, or rather the last major innovation to the knitting machines that became stocking frames came in the 1750s, when a Jebediah Strutt made certain innovations, and that was the last thing. So that was 1750s through to 1810s, that's all 40-50 years. So you could hardly call Luddites anti-technology, because this stuff had been around for quite some time. However, their problem was that as the Industrial Revolution was picking pace, people were coming in from the countryside to the towns, and they were looking for work, which was not unreasonable. However, the chaps running the stocking frames were highly skilled workers. They were the equivalent of computer programmers today, and they didn't want to have their jobs taken away by people doing it more cheaply. So the story these days is of people going around mills, smashing up the machinery. And while some of that did happen later on, to start with, it was just these stocking frame workers. They would take an important part of a frame away. So when what they felt were cheap labour country bumpkins coming in and couldn't get the thing to operate the next day, they could come in and be the heroes and show that they had worth. It was perhaps a slightly passive-aggressive way of expressing themselves, but there were no workers' rights back then. Those laws were yet to be passed in the mid-Victorian times. And so they started to protest in the ways that they could, and I have quite a soft spot for the Luddites, as indeed did Lord Byron. One of his early speeches in the House of Lords was in favour of the workers. However, he then found himself to be famous overnight and got rather more interested in hanging out in Switzerland with friends writing Frankenstein, etc. Anyway, this is a rather long introduction to a much shorter song, but I'm in the process of writing a concept album about Luddites, and this is a work in progress, and it's a Luddite's love song. My beautiful machine, beautiful machine, my beautiful machine, beautiful machine. It spins the thread from the bobbin overhead with twine so fine it weaves the divine. wonderful